I'm building an army of Redfoot tortoises to take over the world. Find out about my evil plot this week on the Nature Center YouTube channel. Welcome everyone to another episode of the Nature Center YouTube channel, the home of YYC Nature Center and Calgary Reptile Parties based in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And this week we are talking about one of the most commonly kept pet species of tortoise, which is South America's Redfoot tortoise. So we have 4 of these here at our center, and every single one of them was adopted as an unwanted pet. So we have Bentley here, closest to the camera, we have Ripley, we have Hicks, and we have Clint. So 3 of them are named after characters from Aliens, and Clint, well, adults, I'm sure you can think about it and clue in as to the joke there. Now, you will notice that our tortoises also look rather different. Both Clint and Ripley have deformed shells. Clint's especially is seriously deformed, whereas our younger tortoises that did, well, Bentley has a bit of pyramiding, but the shell itself is a normal shape, but Hicks is probably the best representation of what a Redfoot tortoise shell should look like. So all these animals came to us in this shape from previous care, and in the case of Clint and Ripley, improper care. Diet is really important with these guys. A lot of dark leafy greens. They should not be fed a lot of fruit, but they will eat fruit. These guys are also one of the few tortoises that occasionally will eat other animals. They'll eat bugs. They've been seen eating carrion. So if they come across a dead animal decomposing on the ground, they will eat it. Ripley always makes the best faces. She's looking at it like, what is this? What are you doing? They need high humidity, and so a regular tortoise table can be a bit more challenging for them in drier environments, whereas a lot of the common tortoises that people keep are more arid species, more dry species, your European species, or things like sulcatas, which, as I've talked about before, aren't a good choice for a pet. Oh, there, you got some, did you, Ripley? You figured out a piece that you wanted. Now, if we take a look at Clint here a bit closer, so you've got the ridges, the pyramiding, but also his shell almost kind of like has an indent in the middle. I was given him, he was surrendered to a pet store, and the pet store said to me, he's not even sellable. Because he just looks his shell looks in such rough shape that he wasn't comfortable having that in his store. Ripley, I honestly don't know what happened. Like, it almost looks like she had a band around her shell while she was growing. Almost like I've seen like pictures of turtles that have grown up in the rings of a 6-pack back when that was a lot more common and they didn't break apart, and so the shell had kind of grown around the ring and it cut it off. That is actually what this reminds me of. I don't know their entire history as to why they're like this, but they are. And so that likely will affect the longevity of their lives. I don't know how long, but these tortoises can easily live 50 plus years. Some of them can live potentially 80. Apparently there's been some Redfoots that have reached that length of a lifespan. So tortoises are a lifetime commitment. In some case, literally, you could spend your entire life raising a tortoise. And a baby Redfoot tortoise is really cute. It fits in the palm of your hand. They grow to this or bigger. I've seen like 15, 20 pound Redfoots. They need a lot of space. The bigger your tortoises are, the bigger their appetite they're going to have, so they're going to be eating a lot. So they're expensive, and people just get the cute baby, and then the novelty wears off. And they don't understand the amount of time that they're committing to. So unfortunately, they do end up becoming unwanted. Now, one of the things here in Canada, all turtles and tortoises here have to be bred in captivity in Canada. We can't import them, even from the US. So these guys were all been hatched here in Canada, so they're not wild caught. And because we have a smaller population and a really large country, the price for a lot of our turtles and tortoises is way higher than it would be somewhere like the United States. So, I mean, a Redfoot tortoise, you're looking at a minimum of $500, if not more. A lot of other tortoises can be upwards of $80, $800, $1,000, $1,500 or more. So that kind of makes people stop. It's less of an impulse buy than, say, red-eared sliders in the US, where they're, less than $25 at some points in some places, and they're the size of a dollar coin, and people get them and go, oh yeah, no, it got big and it stinks and I don't know how to care for it properly. So always do your homework. These guys, we have a special setup for them with a lot of space. They do all live together. Redfoot tortoises can be communal. We're pretty sure that because of his shell shape, Clint is unable to do the physical things required to breed, so we're not worried about him knocking up any of the ladies here. But we don't really want to add to the problem of having babies, because even though we could make some decent money a clutch of 8 to 12 eggs, that's $12,000 or $6,000 potentially. But that's not why we're here. We're here to educate. So make sure you do that yourself. Make sure you educate before you get any kind of pet, whether it's got feathers, fur, scales, or shells. And yeah, I joke with our facility manager, because I've kept sending him ads for Redfoot tortoises, or if I see one at a store, I'll send him a picture and just be like, creating my army, and he just rolls his eyes, because he's like, no, 4 is enough, Jason. You do not need an army of Redfoots, because what are they going to do? Shoot their way through people? Possibly. Well, we've chewed our way through this video, so thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed seeing our shelled friends. So again, we've got Ripley, we've got Bentley, we've got Hicks, and we've got Clint the tortoise. So these 4 are here at the center if you want to come and meet them. And they are really friendly animals, so it's always fun. We always like doing feedings with them as well for people. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. All of our info is below, including the Wildlife Festival, which we are currently on the road, on tour, and 2 of our lovely Redfoot tortoises are on tour with us, so you can see them up close, learn about them, meet them at one of the cities. So visit wildlifefestival.ca for our tour dates, and that's it this time. So thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.